Hello there everyone, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be saying some theories / predictions about the Ethereal islands and islets. So to start this video off, I'm going to talk about the future islands, or should I say islets? That's right, we're starting this video off with predictions of Crystal and Poison Islet, even the unannounced but inevitable Ethereal Gold Island. Crystal Islet is the first, as it will probably be out by the end of this month, as there's a major update, which I'll put on screen now for you. This likely means that it isn't too far away, so I don't have much to say for this one. By the way, the song in the background is Raw Zebra's prediction for Crystal Islet. Now, that was quick, time for Poison Islet prediction. Poison Islet is likely to release sometime later this year. If you aren't expecting a date as well, it hasn't been announced yet. I guess Crystal Islet hasn't been yet, but the date's out of the question, so later this year, probably. Definitely this year, though. But the monsters on this islet will likely have the Poison Quad, Humbug, and all the monsters on screen at the moment. Don't take this as they are all definitely going to be on the islet, as like I said earlier, it hasn't got a release date or anything, so they might not be the final monsters on the Poison Islet, although they are likely to be on there. Humbug and the Poison Quad, Oogdy or whatever. They're definitely going to be on it, because like the other islets, they all have a quad on it, so they all have the single elemental element, so like Plasma's, Ghast, so Plasma Islet had Ghast, and then the quad was Whale, because that's the Plasma quad, then a bunch of Plasma monsters on it. However, in the mirror timeline, there is no higher plane. Now that that has been said, I'm going to talk about what I said I would talk about, the Gold Island. I say Gold Island because it's not actually going to be a Gold Island, but it's going to be a Gold Island style Ethereal Island. So, like, teleport the monsters or whatever you do, so you don't actually lose them probably. But, yeah, it'll be a Gold Island style island for the Ethereals, and it will probably be where Gold and Amber Island are, in the centre of the monster world, where the higher plane is. However, in the mirror timeline, there is no higher plane, just an eye-looking shape, which is possibly Zaraway, the Ethereal Island Colossal, and the mastermind behind the workshop and islets. The reason this could be Zaraway's eye is because of the mirror timeline's association with the ethereal elements. Mirror Plant Island has Ghast orbs everywhere, and not to mention all the pink plasma stuff all over the island. Mirror Cold has the dark aesthetic, which is for Grumpire, and the Mirror Air Island is a bit more obvious, as there are brains everywhere for Rebirth. That sounds wrong. There are brains everywhere that look like Rebros. They're not his, though. And then the same with Earth Island, very obvious, has bright green clouds everywhere, which is like humbugs for the poison element. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, that was it. Ethereal Gold Island. More evidence for this island actually being added from late this year. Probably not this year though. Next year makes more sense. It is because all of the islet's hands point inward and toward the higher plane, which there will definitely be one, but nobody knows when. Nobody knows actually when, or it hasn't been announced, nor is Crystal Islet, so it won't get announced just before it gets made, or added to the game, not made. When you think about it, there are 31 common ethereal monsters, and then there are 31 common natural monsters, so the song would work just perfectly fine like Gold Island, but it will get bigger and probably won't match the 168 monsters on Gold Island. But bear in mind, those are basically duplicate monsters, rare, epics, like that. So, yeah. But they both have 31 monsters, like just base monsters on them. So, it would just work fine. One last thing I'd like to talk about is the Primordials, which they say they're the prototype, like single elemental. So instead of Plant being Potbelly, it was going to be Lobe, which I'm fine with Potbelly. Sorry, I don't like that guy. Lobe, that is. But there's possible things they could do once all 5 have released, which is put them on the natural islands with their natural single elemental counterpart, which I don't see as likely, but might happen. It would make sense for it to happen. Or once the Ethereal Gold Islanders come out, they could release Amber, like where Amber Island is, on the mirror timeline, which would be much better, as I don't see it likely, as there are only 5 monsters though. And unless they add the actual single elemental monsters, so Potbelly for plant, Toadjammer for water, Mammoth for cold, Tweedle for air, and not to forget Noggin for earth. Which, although only 10 monsters, they could just add more monsters, I guess, or something, I don't know. And make the song bigger and better, because that'd be kind of cool in my opinion, having all the primordials and single elemental monsters work together. Maybe even the Celestials. I think I was asking too much though. Probably the Celestials won't ever really have another song other than the club boxes, so that's sad. They only had their 2 songs and the club boxes. But other than that, those have been my predictions / theories, if you want to call them that, for the Ethereal Islands and Islets and MSM. And if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and liking the video. And that's it from me, so bye.